Days later, the editor-in-chief called a meeting with Curtis and offered him more control over his topics, which ranged from teenage sex to gang violence to adultery, the latter being something Curtis knew a lot about. But once a month, he crafted inspirational messages, hoping to motivate his readers, and he was almost finished writing his first book, How to Have Almost Everything You Want. His editor-in-chief was also talking possible syndication for his column. When Curtis arrived home, Matthew rushed toward him with a piece of paper.
"Dad, look what I have,"
he said, beaming and hugging his father around the waist. Curtis took the sheet of paper from his son and playfully grabbed him in a headlock.
"What's this?"
"It's a permission slip for the Milwaukee Zoo."
"Wow, so you're going to the zoo, huh?"
"Yep, and my teacher said that they need something called chaperones, too."
"Really? And what exactly is a chaperone?"
"I'm not sure, but I think you could be one if you wanted, because she told us to ask our parents."
"Is that so?"
Well, just so you know, a chaperone is an adult who escorts young children. They sort of watch over them.
"Oh, well, I really want you to go, okay?"
Curtis smiled at his son with all the love any child could stand.
"You know I wouldn't miss it for the world."
"Wait till I tell Jonathan and Elijah," he announced. "We're gonna have so much fun."
Matthew brushed past his mother and ran back upstairs. Charlotte smiled at her little boy, then strutted into the kitchen and over to Curtis.
"Hi, baby,"
she said.
"Hey, beautiful."
Curtis pulled her into his arms and kissed her.
"What was that all about?"
"Field trip. His class is going to the zoo, and I told him I'd be a chaperone."
"That little booger. He never said one word to me about any trip."
"What can I say? Maybe he prefers spending time with his father,"
Curtis teased, still holding his wife closely.
"That he does. Matthew is definitely a daddy's boy."
"That doesn't bother you, does it?"
"Not at all. Nothing makes me happier than when I see the two of you together. Even with all your church obligations, you spend a lot of time with Matthew, and I'm really thankful for that."
"And baby, I'm thankful for you. Very few women would have stuck by me. Not with everything I did and went through. But you still loved me no matter what. You've been the best wife, and I can't thank you enough for being so supportive and so dedicated to the church. I love you so much,"
he said, and kissed her again. Curtis didn't want to let her go. He wished he could hold her in his arms for the rest of his days, because for the first time ever, he felt content. He felt as though God had forgiven him for all his transgressions and was allowing him another chance to do the right thing. Charlotte loosened her embrace.
"I hate to end this, sweetheart, but duty calls."
"Baby, not tonight," Curtis protested.
"Unfortunately, yes. I hate going back in, but the partners are working double time on this wrongful death case. And as their paralegal, I have to do the same. But after this week, I won't have to put in so many hours because it looks like the trial will be over in a few days. We've finally got them cornered. And there's a chance that the company we're suing will be offering our client a huge settlement."
Curtis tried to be excited for Charlotte, especially since her eyes always lit up whenever she spoke about her work. But in reality, he wanted her to quit and work full-time at the church. They'd discussed it a few times before, but Charlotte was clear on her disapproval. She worked for a top law firm in Mitchell, which was a privilege since she only had 2 years of work experience, but Curtis still wanted her by his side. He wanted them to concentrate on building their ministry. Charlotte pecked Curtis on the lips, apologized again for having to leave, and went upstairs to throw on a jogging suit. Curtis walked down into the sunken family room, shed his blazer, and collapsed on the plush, oversized sofa. He scanned his surroundings and realized how satisfied he was with the way Charlotte had decorated their home. Every room had a distinct color scheme, and this was the red room. The living room was adorned in black and white, the dining room in off-white, and the kitchen displayed hues of browns, tans, and various shades of orange. Their master suite was graced with rich purples and greens, Matthew's room was consumed with masculine blues, and the guest bedroom with dark and light teals. Curtis turned on the television and then